As we all know, the best way to lose learners is to offer them a click and read course with lots of text on the pages. Adding interactivity to courses can help you avoid this problem. Interactivity is an exercise or activity that allows the learners to become more involved with the content by discovering information and checking knowledge through assessments, simulations, and games, as opposed to simply reading text on the screen. To avoid text-heavy pages, you can add pop-up text boxes that expand as learners click on them. Expandable charts, graphs, tables, and animations that appear in small chunks can help avoid having a large amount of text on the screen. An interaction can be a scenario where the learner is presented with a problem that needs to be worked out to achieve a certain outcome. It can also take the form of a role play, content revelation after selecting a specific object, or a game that puts learners in a realistic setting and allows them to explore, try, succeed, and fail in a safe environment. For example, if you're developing a new e-learning course for legal assistance, it may include some videos that present relevant information, as well as some clicking on the objects to reveal information activities. Then, to test learners' understanding, add a game where future legal assistants would have to make decisions and answer questions related to certain on-the-job situations in a virtual world environment. If they answer incorrectly, the game will bring them to the remediation page. The game could also address possible consequences if people get that same question wrong in real life. While the game would illustrate situations legal assistants may come across at their job, no one will judge them for selecting an incorrect response. When learners actively perform tasks rather than passively sitting and reading or listening to something, they tend to retain more information. Additionally, when learners learn new material through trial and error, they're less likely to make the same mistake again. Remember, learners don't want to take courses that contain screen after screen of information. They don't want to read textbooks. All they want is to take a course that will help them address their current problems by providing relevant information in the most interactive and engaging manner. Instead of having learners go through bulleted lists, instructional designers should put them in realistic situations and force them to learn by making decisions. Interactivity allows learners to become more involved with the content. The goal of any interaction is to process, encode, and store the material in memory. Most instructional designers sprinkle in one interaction for every 10 to 15 minutes of learning. It's important to keep the type of content in mind when deciding on the amount of interactivity. If the content is dry and boring, adding more interactions may spice it up and make the lesson more exciting and motivational. Most e-learning courses can be classified according to 4 levels of interactivity. Level 1, Passive Interactions, involve very limited interactivity, such as assessment at the end of the lesson or module. The content is mostly linear and static. In this level, learners don't have control over the course. They can only passively sit and either read or watch the lesson. This type of e-learning is inexpensive compared to other types and can be effective when communicating simple concepts and facts. However, passive courses are not very motivational for learners. Level 2, Limited Interactions. Give learners more control over the sequence of a course. The course may contain some multiple-choice questions, hyperlinks to additional resources, simple activities such as matching and drag and drop, audio, and video. This type of e-learning can be effective when teaching facts or systematic procedures. Level 3, Complex Interactions. Give learners even more control of the course. The course may include animations, complex simulations, and scenarios. Most e-learning courses fit into this category because this level of interaction finds a balance between reasonable development time and active learning. This type of e-learning can be used to improve proficiency, to learn physical or mental skills, or to solve problems. Level 4, Real-Time Interactions, involve all the elements of Levels 1, 2, and 3, plus very complex content, serious games, and 3D simulations. This level of interactivity often uses avatars, custom videos, and interactive objects. Real-time interactions can be used to have learners solve problems or apply their knowledge to real-life situations. Even though real-time interactions are highly effective and motivational, they're very time-consuming and expensive to develop. Many factors can influence instructional designers' decision to select one level of interactivity over the other. Some of these factors are target audience, budget, content, and available resources. You should know that most courses that involve complex and real-time interactions are not 508 compliant. Therefore, if an e-learning course has to meet the accessibility requirements, the choices will be limited to levels 1 and 2 interactions. Now, let's talk about navigation in your e-learning course. It's important to understand that e-learning courses can be either linear or non-linear. Linear courses are set up in a way where learners must go through the entire section before they can move on to the next one. Linear courses require learners to complete the entire training. Typically, all mandatory training courses, including compliance training courses, have linear navigation. Nonlinear navigation, also known as branched navigation, allows learners to jump from one section to the next in any desired order. There are some pitfalls and benefits to each type of navigation. Even though linear navigation is a good way to make learners go through the entire training, many learners find it boring and ineffective. Additionally, because the navigation is locked, learners can't go back and review those sections that were not clear to them. As a result, their level of understanding and retention goes down. Moreover, according to adult learning principles, adult learners learn better when they can make their own decisions. Therefore, locking navigation will not motivate them to take the course. Nonlinear navigation, however, permits learners to go through the course in any order they want, allowing them to skip or review sections. This, however, can be problematic because learners often treat such courses as click-through, which results in minimal understanding, retention, and application of the material. In contrast with nonlinear courses, learners have an option to go back and review any section that they want and therefore increase their retention rate. While there's no single best answer as to what type of navigation is better, it's suggested that you treat each course separately and design navigation based on your content and requirements. Using nonlinear navigation whenever possible and motivating learners to complete the entire course by offering vivid and interactive presentation is more effective than having learners go through the course in a linear manner. During the analysis phase, explain all the benefits and pitfalls of linear and nonlinear navigation to the client to ensure the end result matches the stakeholders' vision. Now think about the look and feel of your course. Do you want to make it linear or nonlinear? Then, based on what you know about your course, decide on the level of interactivity you'll include and state your reasons for choosing one over the other.